Question. What's the worst thing about having a wig?
I'll tell you the worst thing about the wig is when you have to take it off and get it clean, just sitting in front of the mirror. And you look horrendous, Paul.
Can you swim in it?
Yeah. Did I tell you, I think I told you about this, didn't I? The time I went swimming, I had a swimming cap on because I thought I won't let it get the chlorine in my hair. And then when I pulled it off, the wig came with it. Hello?
Question. What's the proudest achievement of your life?
I don't know. Warren was all right. I mean, I think that was quite. I was quite proud of Warren until it sort of.
It got panned, Jim. Yeah, it got panned across the board.
Yeah. No, it got kicking in all corners of the globe. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's still your proudest moment. What someone else would call an abject failure.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I've done of any remote decency. I don't think I've done anything decent. No. Can you think of anything?
No, for you, no. What I'd say Warren,
no.
and Warren was bad. Yeah, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, cheers to this.
All right. Well, I'll speak to you tomorrow then.
Lots of love.
Bye, Jim.
Hello.
Question. Was 9/11 a conspiracy?
No, was it bollocks? Just a load of nutters with a plane. Do you know that the lead terrorists, there were 4 terrorists that had to fly the planes, and they went to a flight school in Florida to learn how to fly. And when it was said to the bloke, okay, we don't learn how to take off or land, just teach us what we'd have to do when we're up there. And instead of him going, that seems a bit weird, he went, yeah, no worries, fellas, £12 an hour.
What about Diana? Was that conspiracy, royal family?
No, was it bollocks? I'm sick of hearing about her. Do you know when it happened? My mum took us up 3 times in that first week to go and put some flowers down. I could literally see. We went up next week, and I could see the flowers we put down like 2 days before. The teachers rang up at the end and I said to stop taking us up there.
All right, speak to you tomorrow.
Bye. All right.
Question. Okay, how many of these accents can you do? You ready?
Yeah.
Welsh.
I got no problem with doing Welsh whatsoever. I nailed that.
Scottish.
Oh, hey, not a problem whatsoever. That's just one side of me.
Northern Irish.
You are having a laugh, aren't you, young man? You don't say that to me.
Scouse.
Fucking get out of my house, you little fucking bastard.
Geordie.
Oh, I don't bloody believe it, mate.
Brummie.
The problem with that is it's a bit dull, it's a bit boring.
Australian.
Yeah, straight, you fucking drongo.
American.
Yeehaw.
Nigerian.
Probably won't go into that.
All right, speak to you tomorrow, bud.
Bye.
Bicycles.
Hello.
Question.
Yeah.
Who's better looking, me or you?
You see, this is a good question, but I think it's strange because when we were out, people say you, but I can't see it. I think you're one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life. You've got an awful nose. You've got no hair, and your personality is on the floor.
And where are you beating me on all of those things, are you?
Well, I would have said teeth, but you've had your teeth done recently, so show us.
No, they've gone a bit yellow again. Carry on. Go on.
Well, there you go. Yellow teeth. That's one of them.
If you could change one thing about my face, what would it be?
I think your face is the least of your worries, so go straight for personality.
All right. Speak to you tomorrow, Jim. Bicycles.
Hello.
Question. Would you consider yourself woke?
No. I don't really know if I understand it. I don't think I understand woke, to be woke. I think it basically means you have to be aware that you're lucky for being able to be aware that you're doing it. Is that right?
Sort of, maybe. Yeah.
I think no. I don't even understand it. Like, what's that thing? Cultural improportion or something?
Appropriation.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I just know we're not allowed to drink Lilt anymore. That's all. That's all I know. I don't get it otherwise.
All right, speak to you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Question. Who'd play Jimmy Donny Cosgrove in the film of his life?
Alan Carr.
No, who would you seriously want to play? Hollywood film. This is in 30 years' time.
Who's that guy? He's quite good looking. He's bald, but he pulls it off really well. Johnny Stamford or something. Johnny Stamford?
Jason Statham.
Yeah, him, because you could put a wig on him fine, and he'd still look good.
Right. Is that realistic, do you think?
I can only say no, can't he? It's worth an ask. It's worth an ask.
All right. Speak to you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
That's good.
Hello.
Question. What's the worst thing about living with IBS?
You know what, Paul? The worst thing it's probably the instantness of it all. You don't know where and when you're going to get an attack. I had a Wagamama's recently. The firecracker. Fuck me, I nearly ended up in A&E. It was horrendous. The next morning, I had to go to work, and I was working in Crystal Palace at the time, and I was so worried that I was using the heel of my foot as a cork up my arse, so that I didn't shit myself. I had to jump off at like somewhere mad I never heard of, and ran to a toilet to essentially defecate. It was awful. So yeah, it's the not knowing really that gets me the most.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Bye. Hi.
Question. Of all the places you've ever been in your life...
Yeah, fuck your question, mate. Look at the fucking state of me. You're loving this. I knew you fucking would.
What happened? What happened to the wig?
Last night I was sitting on my sofa because I have to go back every few weeks to get it fucking glued back on. Last week I was sitting on my sofa and I went, last night I did that. And basically the fucking wig just spelled down the back of my head. I had to take it off and shave it all off. I look the fucking state of me. Some cunt somewhere is eating a bat and I end up taking my wig off. This has gone too far, Paul. This has fucking gone too far.
All right, well, I'll call you tomorrow then.
Yeah, looking forward to it. See you then.
Bye, mate. Question. Who'd be your 5 dream dinner party guests? Only got a minute. I have to hurry you a little bit.
Well, who's cooking?
Well, you can sort that out. Well, you can cook, or you can invite someone to be the cook.
Well, no. If I'll bring Gordon to cook.
Yeah.
I'll bring that Kim and Aggie to clean up after. So that's 3 sorted.
Yeah, 2 more.
I don't think I'll bother with the other 2.
All right, speak to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Question. Can you describe these people in 2 words? Okay, as fast as you can. Ready?
Yeah.
Gary Lineker.
Joggy bastard.
2 words. Nigel Farage.
Racist bastard.
Simon Cowell.
Twatty bastard.
Christopher Columbus.
Which one was he? Was he the spaceman? Was he the one in space? Spaceman.
David Beckham.
Beautiful.
Chairman Mao.
Bad teeth. That's all I know about him.
Noel Edmonds.
Brilliant. What it? Absolute hero.
Right. Albert Einstein.
Virgin. Little virgin.
Jimmy Cosgrove.
little virgin.
See you tomorrow. Question. What's your favourite animal, and give me 3 reasons why it's your favourite animal?
Hyenas.
Okay, yeah. 3 reasons then.
I don't know if I can give you 3.
Well, give me 3.
I'll give you 1. Do you know they never hunt anything?
Right. This isn't going to work for. Okay.
What?
Well, it's meant to be the 3 reasons you like that animal is meant to be what you look for in a partner, like a romantic partner.
Right, yeah. That got a bit weird quick, didn't it? Okay, I'll go for a dog.
Okay, and then 3 reasons you like a dog.
Good looking.
Yeah.
Laughs at my jokes.
Right, yeah. 3rd one.
And it's just fun to be around.
Right.
Yeah.
Well done. You've nailed that. See you tomorrow. Question. It's your birthday today. Turned 35. Well done. Congratulations.
Okay.
What would be your dream birthday party? If you could have any birthday party. Money, no object.
I'd have my friends there.
Right.
Jasper.
The dog, yeah.
And Elton. I'd have Elton John singing. I'd have Elton John singing.
Where's the party taking place?
I've had a few good nights in the Alexandra in Wimbledon, so maybe just in there.
Right. So what? He's playing to the whole thing, but there's just like 5 of you there.
Look. If people wanna stop by and listen to Elton sing, fine.
So you're just going to an Elton concert? You just want to go to an Elton concert?
Yeah. Could you get me some tickets? Because they all sold out.
Okay, speak to you tomorrow. Question. You're the last person left on Earth. What would you do?
First?
Yeah, what would you do first?
Or last? What's the first thing I do or the last thing I do? How long have I got on my own for?
Well, I don't know. It could be any amount of time. What do you mean last? What would be the last thing you'd do?
Kill myself.
Right, what would you? Right, go back a bit. What would you do first then, or in the start or the middle?
I get some food shopping.
Right.
Make sure I've got some food.
Think bigger. What would be like the exciting thing you'd do? You've got the whole world. You're the only person left.
I don't see the point. What's the point of it being? You got the whole world. What you got no one to show it off to. So what you can do? Whack it on Facebook. Who's gonna like that?
Right. Speak to you tomorrow. Fuck me.
Hello.
Question. What was your favourite pet growing up?
Without a shadow of a doubt, Nelson. Nelson was my sister's cat, and he used to come and live with me when I was at uni. And one time he went missing for 3 days, and then we got a phone call, and it was next door, and she was like, "Oh, is your cat a stray?" And I was like, "No, he's got a collar on. Of course, he's not a stray." And she was like, "Oh, we've kept him here because we were worried about him for 3 days." And I was like, "What were you feeding him?" And she said, "Oh, bacon sandwiches." I said, "He's not a fucking builder."
Well, whatever happened to Nelson? Or is he still going?
No, yeah, he's still alive. He died once before.
Right.
We buried him under the rose bush, and then went into the shed, and he was just sitting in the lawnmower. We buried someone else's cat. We thought it was ours.
All right, speak to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bicycles.
Hello.
Question. Tell me everything you know about the following historical events, okay? The moon landing.
3 people went to the moon. 2 of them got off the plane. 1 of them had to stay on it.
The gunpowder plot.
Under the Thames, 1066, tried to blow up Parliament.
The assassination of JFK.
Bullet in the head, straight out the front. Brain came out, and it was in Dallas, in Texas.
Tearing down of the Berlin Wall.
I don't know anything about that, Paul.
Right.
They were fucking mad.
Battle of Hastings.
1066. Fuck me, that was a year, wasn't it? Was the gunpowder plot? It wasn't, was it?
French Revolution.
I have no idea. Argued about something. No, I don't care.
Right, that'll do. Speak to you tomorrow.
All right. Bye. Cheers for that. Hello.
Question. Have you ever been fired before?
Yeah, fucking hell, all the time. I've always been fired. In fact, I'm amazed that this job lasts 4 months. I haven't been fired yet.
So what have you been fired for in the past? How many jobs do you think you've been fired from?
30.
Right. What's two examples of why you've been fired?
It's mainly for a bad attitude.
Right.
Probably the one I most regret was when I was a little chef, because I quite liked that job, and I locked my manager in the walk-in chiller. I
Right.
thought it was funny, and then it stopped being funny when he sort of got carted off in an ambulance because he had a panic attack in there.
All
I
right.
was only 16 though, in my defence.
And the second one?
I lost my job when I was a pirate at Chesney Wild Adventures. Because I got the mumps.
Okay. Speak to you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Question: who was your biggest hero growing up? Who did you look up to? Who did you want to be like when you were older?
Paul Daniels.
and why Paul Daniels? What was it about? Were you a magician as well?
Yeah, I was a magician when I was younger, so I had the Paul Daniels magic set and got quite good at it.
Right.
For some time, I used to sort of do gigs at my sister's birthdays and school and that in primary school. Yeah.
What was your biggest show? What was the biggest crowd you ever played to?
12.
Okay. And what age were you when you were doing this?
28. No. No, I stopped. I had to retire when I was about 7 because I accidentally. I used to this thing where I used to be able to like handcuff people together and then they pulled it apart. But I managed to handcuff Victoria Brewer to one of the swings at home. My dad had to get a saw out to cut her off.
Right.
And my mum said I had to retire.
Right. Speak to you tomorrow. Question: I know you want to be an actor. What's the worst audition you've ever had?
Well, actually, the worst audition I ever had wasn't to do with acting. I auditioned to be in a boy band.
Christ.
In 2000, back in 2009, I was on Star Now, and it said, "Do you want to be in a boy band?" And I was just like, "Yeah, all right." So I applied, and I went up to Birmingham, and it was for the boy band called The Wanted, which released about a year later.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was in this room, and they were like, "Okay, can you sing? Everyone has to sing the same song." And it was James Blunt, "You're Beautiful." And I sang that, and then at the end, because I was the first one at the end, he went, "Okay, put your shirt off." Sorry, he went, "Just put your shirt off for me." And I sort of took my shirt off, and he sort of gave a look as if to go, "Well, that needs work." And then I never heard from him again. Never heard from him again.
Speak to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Nice. Cool.
Hello.
Question: if you were on death row and about to be executed tomorrow, what would be your last meal? You can order anything you want in the world.
Mrs. Cosgrove's casserole.
Right. This is Liz Cosgrove, your mum. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not like Delia Smith or anything like that, but she's quite inventive with food. So she makes good casserole. She sort of mushes it up for me, and then I'll have that with a bit of Burbage's bread.
What's the most inventive meal she's ever cooked you?
When I was at school, I was quite hyperactive, and there's a lot of foods I couldn't eat, so I was quite fussy as well. So what she used to do is she used to put a frankfurter in like one of them thermal flasks and fill it up with boiling water. And then I used to go to school with like a thermal flask and a roll and some brown sauce. And I used to get dinner late, take the water out, and I had a hot dog every day for lunch.
That is absolute genius.
What a woman.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Hello.
Question: if you did a DNA test tomorrow, which celebrity would you most like to find out you're related to?
It would make my life easier if it was one of two people, because two people say I look like two people.
Right. Okay. Go on.
The first one's Jamie Vardy, the England footballer.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that bit. Yeah.
But unfortunately, more than not, I get Max Branning off EastEnders.
So that'd make your life easier if you were actually related to them.
Well, yeah, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, he's my dad," and they go, "Oh yeah, fine." But otherwise, they just go, "Oh, it's, you know who you look like." I used to get it all the time, and people say, "You know who you look like," and I used to go, "Is it Max Branning?" And they go, "Yeah."
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Question: what's been the most embarrassing moment of your life, do you think? I know it's been a life of a lot of embarrassing moments, but what sticks out?
Well, I don't really get embarrassed that much.
No, not as much as you should.
No. I think when I was when I was 14, I got an erection in the dentist.
Right. What turned you on about the dentist?
No, nothing really turned me on about it, but while I was sort of lying on the chair like that, and I could feel just her boob on my shoulder, and that's gold for a 14-year-old. And so I got a bit of an erection, and I don't know if she noticed, but I sort of slid off the bottom of the chair, sort of a bit like that, so she couldn't know. And then so I grabbed my school bag and put it in front of me and stuff. So that was pretty traumatic.
That's a good one. Speak to you tomorrow.
Hello.
Question. I know your lovely Nan Jenny sadly passed away last year, but I was wondering what your favourite memories are of her.
Oh, there's plenty. She was a very like a real obnoxious old woman.
Yeah.
There's nothing likable about her, but she was fucking funny. At her funeral, she'd had her coffin done up with like flowers and stuff and like a garden stuff. It looked really nice. And it turns out she'd bought it in 2014 on like an eBay spree, and it had been in my mum and dad's shed ever since.
That's amazing.
When she passed her driving test, and she was 64. And when the first time we got in the car, my mum made us put our bicycle helmets on in case we crashed.
Right. Speak to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Question. Can you act out the following emotions for me, okay? And the line you've got to do it with is, who's got my wig? Okay, you ready? Terrified.
Who's got my wig?
Sad.
Who's got my wig?
Jealous.
Who's got my wig?
Surprised.
Who's got my wig?
Turned on.
Who's got my wig?
Drunk.
Oh, fuck yeah. Who's got me wig?
And
Sharon, come in. Who's got me wig?
And there's a punchline.
As a punchline?
Yeah.
Who's got me wig?
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Question. What's the funniest thing you've ever seen?
When me and my friend Al were at school, we had a friend called Di Morgan Rushbrook, who was the greyest person I've ever met in my life. I think he used to sort of wash in talcum powder. He was like always really ill, and he was always really nervous about getting ill or hurting himself or anything like that. And he bought a bike when he was about 12, and it was like quite a big thing for him because he'd never had a bike before because he was too scared. And me and my friend Al were sitting outside our house, my friend Al's house, and Di Morgan Rushbrook cycled past on his new bike, and he was going so slowly, a crow was sitting on his head.
Right. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Hello.
Question. Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Nah.
Okay, but if you did believe in heaven, what would it be like? What would your idea of heaven be?
People will be like, oh, you see your family again. But I think they'd annoy me.
Right, well, it's your heaven. Make it whatever you want.
There'd be football there.
Yeah.
Beer.
Yeah.
And just me on my own, really.
Okay. And your hell? What would hell be for Jimmy Cosgrove?
Just seeing the family again, that bit.
Right. Okay. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye.
Hello.
Question. What's your favourite memory from school?
My favourite memory at school is Simon Willard had mastered the art of sticking a post-it note on someone's back without them realising. And I was at the front of science talking to Mrs. Barrett, and she felt the post-it note that was on her back fall onto the floor and onto her shoe. So she went down and she picked it up and she went, "Sit down, Jim." I thought, oh, okay, here we go. Because she was quite placid. It was quite unusual for her to be cross. And she screamed, "Sit down, everybody." And everyone was like, oh, here we go. And so we were sitting down. She went, I have never been so offended in my entire life. Somebody has stuck a post-it note on my back, and it's fallen off, and I've seen it, and I've read it, and I am so offended. We were like, what's it say, miss? She went, go on, I'll tell you what it said. I'm like, go on, miss, what's it say? Went, I'm not telling you what it said. She's like, no, go on, miss, tell us. She said, do you want to know what it says? We're like, yeah, go on, miss. She went, it says, spank my arse, I need it bad.
Speak to you tomorrow.
Hello.
Question. Bit cheeky, this one. Have you ever taken drugs?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, in Amsterdam, like especially, last time I went, we went into, because they've got these cafes you just go around and just buy just like coffee for them.
Yeah.
And not coffee for me, of course, but then I sort of we went in there and I sort of went to the bouncer, oh, you've got the hard stuff in here, nothing for pussies, sort of messing around. And he was like, oh, yeah, you'll have a good time. Anyway, 10 minutes later, that same bouncer was carrying me out of the club because I'd collapsed. So basically, my legs just went to jelly. And I said to my mate Anthony, I was like, Anthony, I need to get some fresh air. And he went, 2 minutes, I'll just finish this. And the last thing I remember was going, help! So I sort of collapsed onto the floor. Honestly, I looked like Stephen Hawking throwing out of his wheelchair. It was awful.
See you tomorrow.
Hello.
Question. Imagine you're at your own funeral, delivering your own eulogy. How would you sum up your life? How would Jimmy Cosgrove sum up those 34 years, whatever it is, 35?
I'd wipe away the tears.
Yeah.
And go, oh, what a sad occasion. Isn't it, everyone? And I get them all to go, ah.
Yeah, okay, nice.
I'd say, oh, what?
Bit of crowd play.
Yeah. But what bloody good fun, eh? Hooray! Remember all those stories? Hooray! Yeah, what a bloke. I'd say, thanks, Dave, my dad, Dave.
Yeah.
For all the times you gave me money when I'd been sacked.
Yeah.
You're not getting it back.
Okay. Speak to you tomorrow.
Hello.
Final question. You're being sent to a desert island. What's the one album you'd take
Sun
with you?
cream.
No, not Sun Cream. What's the one album you'd take with you?
Elton John's greatest hits.
Okay. The one book you'd take with you?
The Beano, not bothered.
Okay. The one painting you'd take with you?
I've got no painting. No, I'm not interested in paintings.
You've never seen one painting you've liked in your entire life?
Yes, I have actually, Paul. And it was a television programme, and it was a competition to paint Michael Aspel, and it's the greatest painting I've ever seen. It was like a photograph.
Right. So you're going to take a painting of Michael Aspel with you to the desert island?
Well, I could take it because that bloke didn't even win. Some other bloke won.
James, thank you for speaking to me.
Bye.
Much love.